Hi everyone, I'm Father Scott Vanderveer, and recently we were talking about the question, does everything happen for a reason? Many people say absolutely, everything is for a higher purpose. Others say, no, life doesn't work like that. God doesn't work like that. Things don't happen for a reason, they just happen, and we cope. Well, the conversations in light of that have been so rich this past week, and I've heard a lot of really insightful comments. So I thought I would share with you some of what I've heard and get you thinking a little bit more about some of these issues that go along with answering that question. And one of the themes that has come up is the idea that we can ask any question we want of a situation in life. And maybe the question why is not the best one. Of the questions we could ask, who, what, where, when, why, and how, maybe why is the one not to ask. Because we're not going to know. You find this with kids all the time. Being with kids of a certain age is so challenging because they ask, why is the sky blue? Why is water wet? Why are there tiny little holes in a slice of bread? And even if we're scientists and can answer that, it's not getting to the heart of it. They want to know why. And we know as adults, we're not going to know that this side of heaven. That's for later. So when something major happens like COVID-19, is it necessary to ask why? Everyone can understand why we're curious, but why is the question of a child who's not going to find out? Perhaps a better question would be, how? How is this experience going to change me? How can I respond to this in the best way possible? How could I be even closer to my potential because of this circumstance? Those questions can yield really interesting and important things that can improve our lives. Maybe we need to leave why for later and focus on how. You know, it feels really important to do that too, because what would the why bring us? If we knew why, does it get us any closer to the goal? The fastest way to get to where we want to be in life is from where we are. We don't want to make a condition. Oh, I can start to be happy if this happens. Well, then you're not even on the road to it yet. You have to move somewhere else before you can start being happy. The fastest way to where we want to go is from where we are right now. Someone said something very beautiful. They said, I don't believe that everything happens for a reason. I believe everything happens for a meaning. Not everything is because of a reason, but everything has meaning. Everything can help me live a better life. Everything can make me wiser and kinder and richer inside. There's not a single thing that could happen to me that doesn't have meaning. It makes me think of the famous author, Viktor Frankl, who survived the Holocaust and was incarcerated in a concentration camp, who was treated horribly by the Nazi regime, and who lost every member of his family. He said that so many of the people in his barracks died. He was one of the only survivors. And he said that living through that gave him an insight that no one had control over his response to a situation. He said, they controlled everything about my life. They had complete power over me, but not internally. They couldn't make me hate them. They could not force me to respond to what they were doing in a predictable way. I could still be creative in my response. I still could look at things my own way. It's a powerful insight that everything means something. Everything happens for a meaning. And you know, I don't know if you're noticing any of the meanings that could possibly be part of this, but I will tell you that I've noticed a little shift in myself. I saw it this week when I realized that the one ant over here and the second ant over here in my bathroom, that was not one or two ants, that I was actually dealing with a colony of ants living in my bathroom. Now, why they're there, I don't know. They're not carpenter ants, they're those little sugar ants. But I don't keep cookies in my bathroom anymore. So anyway, I don't know what they're doing there. I don't know what they're eating. And I get disturbed by thinking about, where are they living? Where are they going to the bathroom? So I thought, I got to get rid of these ants. But then it struck me, I'm living here all alone, and I'm not allowed to hang out with anybody right now. These ants are my companions, and they're living creatures. God made them. And why can't they live where they want? They don't know about these rules. They've never seen the deed to this house. And besides, it's a rectory. I don't have the deed. I'm just here for a time. So I started thinking, if I want these ants to go, maybe I should reason with them. And that didn't work. But then I thought, I don't have to kill them. I don't have to put poison where their food is. I don't have to trick them and try to ruin their lives, end their lives. I don't have to smash them or drown them, throw them in the toilet. What if I find a compassionate way to lead them outside where I would rather have them live? They can share my yard, just maybe not my bathroom. So I started looking around the house for what I could do, and I found a dustpan with a pretty soft little hand broom, and I realized I could coax them into this dustpan. And I would, if I was having a good day, maybe get 3 or 4 or 5 at a time, and then I'd bring the dustpan downstairs and put it out in the yard far away, closer to the garage. And the ants would find their way to a new home. And they didn't die. I didn't kill them. Interestingly, then I'd go back up to the bathroom and I'd see 2 more. So then I would do the same thing again. And it's taken a few days, and there have been a few casualties. Sometimes I step back but my heart is invested in wanting these ants to prosper. I want them to have a good life. They're not trying to hurt me. They're just living. And they're fascinating. They're smart. When I put the dustpan on one side of an ant and the little broom behind the other side, that ant quickly recalculates and figures out, where am I going to go? Fake me left and then go right. I mean, they're little brilliant creatures, and you know they're hardworking. We watch them. I realized that perhaps it is the fact that I'm living at a time where some force from outside has come into my little human ant colony, and it's hurting us, and it's squishing us, and it's taking ants away from me, and it's confining us all. And I don't want to be like that for another species. I don't have to. I don't have to react to them by squishing them and killing them. I actually have the time and the space to study them. And studying them and interacting with them is so much more interesting and richer. And I feel better about myself. Placing them outside makes me feel like I'm part of something bigger. And I would like to ask COVID-19 to please do something similar to us. Instead of squishing us, instead of putting us through this, could you kind of coax us into a different way of living? We can see that we haven't been treating the earth right. We can see that we've been over-consuming. That doesn't mean that COVID-19 came here for the reason of hurting us, but maybe COVID-19 has meaning for us that we can draw out. We don't have to see it, but if we ask the question, how, maybe we can say, how can I react differently to this? How can I live differently because of what I'm learning from this? How can I have more compassion? I've got a little sticky note that I've put now on my bathroom mirror that says, understand through compassion, or you will misunderstand the times. It's very easy to misunderstand someone when you don't look at them with compassion. And looking at these ants as fellow creatures made by God that I can be kind to has been a game changer for me. So I invite you to consider, what are the ways that COVID-19 is changing you? Whether or not it's happening for a reason, it certainly has meaning. What we're going through certainly can make us more compassionate, kinder, nobler, larger-souled people. There are many songs that I love singing in Catholic Church, and I bet you have a list that you like too, whether you're Catholic or not. But there is one song that every single person sings whenever we play it at the end of a Mass. It's one of those songs that people seem to know the words to. And it is the kind of thing that I think we're being presented an opportunity with now. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. May we each find our own way to let peace on earth begin with you and me.